Good morning, class. Standard 9 and 10 History and Civics. Today's chapter is Contemporary World, chapter The United Nations. For 10th standard, it is a revision. You will get question all MCQ not normally. You won't get this chapter questions. You will get only first semester questions. So for your remembrance, I am giving a revision. Can you go through the video and recollect your subjects, which I finished last year. So 10th standard, just go through. You want to get knowledge, go through this video about United Nations. Then you can prepare for next second semester's examinations. So 9th standard, it is totally you have to learn this. Only this year you have time to study. Next year when you come to 10th standard, you won't able to get time to study. So better keep your notebook, notes, everything ready and keep on going. For next year only revisions for you. So let's start with the chapters. United Nations. So how this United Nations born? After the Second World War, before the Second World War, there was a League of Nations. Few nations together to prevent the war against any aggressive countries. So during the Second World War, this United League, the League of Nations, nobody is there to take a proper step to control the war. They failed in this subject during Second World War. After the Second World War, they brought a proper organization to control the arms race, armatize weapons reductions. That's why the United Nations has formed. There are three founders are there. The Winston Churchill of the British Prime Minister. One is President USA, Mr. Roosevelt, and Stalin of Russia. These three are the main key role to form the United Nations. So how it started? Let's go through this. The important stages in the formation of the United Nations. The London Declaration 1941, proposal by representatives of New Zealand, Canada, Australia, South Africa, Britain to form a world organization which would be more powerful than the League of Nations. The Atlantic Charter, August 1941, again on meeting, signed by British Prime Minister Winston Churchill and American President Roosevelt. The signatories to the charter were required to peacefully settle dispute, thus not resorting to war, recognize the equality and sovereignty of all the nations, and respect each other's territory. Recognize the right of each nation to choose its own form of government. Try to preserve peace and security by encouraging cooperations among nations and by reducing arms and armed forces. So after Second World War, the totally is the increasing nuclear power, weapon manufacturing, destruction weapons of manufacturing, these all controlled by United Nations organizations. So any country is doing aggressive, the United Nations take a decision to impose and keep the peacekeeping. Like so many examples are there, like South Korea, conflict in South Africa, the Indian peacekeeping force also given a lot of contribution towards United Nations. Still, India is a non-permanent members. There are 15 members, total members. In that, 5 permanent members, that is China, Russia, Britain, France, and America. These are 5 permanent members. Apart from that, there is a 10 non-permanent members. Every 2 years, they are elected by General Assembly. India also one of the topmost 10 non-permanent members. So in this, then again the Washington Declaration 1942, it was made on 1st January 1942 by 26 allied nations. They declared that they would continue war against the Axis power collectively and not make settlements separately. They accepted the basic principles of the Atlantic Charter. The name United Nations was used for the first time in the declarations. It was coined by US President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Next, again meeting the Moscow Declaration 1943. It was made by foreign ministers of Britain, America, China, and Russia. It lays the foundation of United Nations, which should be based on sovereign equality of all peace-loving states. Now, Dumbarton Oaks Conference 1944, a draft of the United Nations Charter was worked out by the main allied countries. And next, the Yalta Conference 1945 decided that membership should be open to all peace-loving states. State means country. Next, San Francisco Conference 1945, attended by representatives of 50 countries. The United Nations Charter was signed by them on 26 June 1945. The Poland became original member 51 of the United Nations by signing the Charter once it was free. Next, the League of Nations had failed to check the acts of aggression of the 1930s. So a strong organization was needed. That's why the United Nations was formed. The untold horrors and widespread destruction caused by the Second World War led to the nations wanting to set up an organization which was strong enough to settle dispute and avoid war. Now, what is the purposes of the setting of United Nations? The mutual suspicion would eventually lead to an arms race. Thus, the leaders wanted to build a durable organizations which would bring the feeling of peace and security in the minds of the people. The atom bomb used in Second World War had made people realize the destructive power of nuclear power weapons. A nuclear war could lead to the end of our civilizations, so they all were keen to set up worldwide organizations. Now, the United Nations World Organizations. Establishments, headquarters, flag, official languages, membership. First, we'll go through establishments. The charter, after being ratified by France, Russia, China, Britain, America, and other signatories, came into force on October 24th, 1945. You remember this date? 24th October 1945. Headquarters, United Nations headquarters. Its headquarters is in New York, USA. A flag. After that, they made a flag. UN flag is light blue in color with the UN emblem and the two polar map of the world in the white. This is the flag design. Official languages. What language other than English? There is official language in United Nations. French, Russian, Spanish, English, Chinese, and Arabic. These are official languages. The membership. Who all are become a membership? They are open to all nation means those country loving peace loving people, peace loving country, they can join. Recently joined that South Sudan. Now 193 members in the United Nations. Previously it was 192. The 4 years back, the South Sudan has joined. Total 193 members in the United Nations. How they become a membership? On recommendation of Security Council, the General Assembly admits new members, suspends or remove members. Presently 193 members. That is last country to join, that is South Sudan. What is the objectives of United Nations? What is the objectives? That to maintain peace and security and thus save succeeding generation from peril. That means you have to save from the destructions, save from the arms, save from the dangers. That's why the United Nations is there. To promote respect for human rights and to cooperate internationally to solve humanitarian, social and cultural problems. To develop friendly relations among the nations and conditions under which international treaties can be maintained. To promote social progress and better standards of life, the coordinate and harmonize the efforts of nations so that the above aims can be achieved. That means there is a lot of welfare scheme is there. In that the United Nations have major agencies, that is next chapter. In that systematic WHO, UNICEF, UNESCO, UNDP, so many are there. ILO, Indian Labour Organizations, World Health Organizations. That is next chapters. Now after that, Security Councils. This is important. The Security Council is the main administrative organ in the United Nations. Organs of the United Nations. What are the organizations? First comes the General Assembly. Second, Security Council. Third, the Secretariat. Fourth, International Court of Justice. Fifth, Trusteeship Council. Now it is not working, Trusteeship Council. Last one, the Economic and Social Council. These are the organs of the United Nations. Now first we'll see General Assembly and what the functions. Compositions. Compositions mean how many members to be in General Assemblies. But I told you as 5 plus 10, 5 permanent members and 10 non-permanent members. The non-permanent members, every 2 years the election will be held, they will be nominated. All members of United Nations and 5 representatives to the Council General Assembly, but each has 1 vote. Important decisions, budgetary matters, admission of members are taken by 2/3 majority, rest by simple majority. The General Assembly meets every year on 3rd Tuesday of September. Additional meetings can be called for by the Secretary General. This is the important vote means one vote, but suppose India representing in United Nations, there are 5 delegation will be there from India, but 5 members be counted as a one vote as India, not 5 votes counted. 5 members representing one, that is India. From that only count one nation, one vote. How many delegation may be there in same country? But vote comes means it's only one vote as India. Now, functions of the General Assembly. The General Assembly is empowered to discuss everything relating to international peace and security and makes recommendations. Make recommendation on maintenance of peace and security, disarmament. See the working of the other organs and agencies. Receive and consider reports from them, consider and approve the UN budget and decide the contribution of the members, elect the members of the Economic and Social Council, the elective members of the Trustees Council, the non-permanent members of the Security Council, and jointly the judges of the International Court of Justice. Appoint the Secretary General to recommend under Uniting for Peace resolution adopted in 1950 the use of collective measures including the use of the armed forces in case of aggression or breach of peace when the Security Council has not been able to reach the decisions. So the International Court of Justice comes, there is a 15 judges, 9 years terms they will serve in the court, International Court of Justice. Any war criminals tried there, any dispute between among the countries, the member countries who are a member of the United Nations, they can appeal to the International Court of Justice. So likewise, for example, the Pakistan and India went to International Court of Justice to get relief of the Gulbhushan's. An Indian naval officer is caught by the Pakistan army and they given sentence to death. But India fought back to the United Nations International Court of Justice to retain the death sentence and still is going on the court. So International Court of Justice, they can give the decisions as the final. There is other than international, there are no other court in the world. Every country there have own court, but among the world under the United Nations, they have International Court of Justice, 15 judges among the other nations. Their judges should be well trained and well qualified judicians of the international law, and they are elected for 9 years. They will serve as a judge. The next, Security Council. This is important. Main administration, maintaining and any meetings, any function will organize the Security Council, the Secretary General. That is Mr. Anito, who is the Secretary General at present. He will maintain the office. Composition. What is the compositions? The Security Council was formed in 1945. It is made of 5 permanent members: Russia, China, United Kingdom, France and USA, and 10 non-permanent members elected for 2 years. All members of the council have 1 vote. The permanent members of the Security Councils have the veto power. A veto power means veto any 10 members or 4 non-permanent members, permanent members, passed resolutions in the Security Council. Any 5 permanent members, any one countries refusing that policy, that means that policy won't be passed. All negative votes called veto. All the 5 permanent members, whoever is giving against negative votes called veto power. That is veto votes. A meeting are held once a month. Functions of Security Council. The Security Council is empowered to maintain international peace, investigate dispute and make recommendations about solving them, try to seek a peaceful solutions by either negotiation, mediations and arbitrations, ask members to use economic sanctions and other peaceful measures to prevent and stop aggressions, recommend the use of military actions against the aggressor, recommend new admissions and the Secretary General, help in the election of the judges of International Court of Justice along with the General Assembly. Now I will come to the International Court of Justice compositions. The permanent location or seat is at The Hague, the Norway, Netherlands. It was formed in 1945. It consists of 15 judges from different countries elected for 9 years. Functions of the International Court of Justice: to advise any other organ of the United Nations, to settle disputes about internationally established conventions, interpretation of international law, reparations, to codify international law. All members of the United Nations are obliged to comply with the decisions made by court. Now, the brief view of the other organs of United Nations, that is Trusteeship Council, that is not working nowadays. Second one, Economic and Social Council. Third one, the Secretariat. That is 3, General Assembly, Security Council, International Court of Justice 3, 4th one, Trusteeship, 6th one, Economic and Social Council, last one is the Secretariat. Composition, you have to write 6 names. Now, Trusteeship Council, it was set up in 1945 to supervise administration of trust territories. As these territories have since gained independence, this trust has no real work left. Now, Economic and Social Council, it has 54 members elected for 3 years by the General Assembly. The Council initiate research and report on economic, health, social, educational, even cultural matters. Next, welcome to the Secretariat. It was set up in 1945. It is headed by Secretary General, appointed for 5 years. The other members of the Secretariat staff are appointed by the Secretary General according to established regulations. The Secretariat is involved in all the paperwork of the United Nations. It organizes seminars, coordinates the work of the organs and agencies. These are the workers. Now, agencies, next chapter is the agencies of the United Nations. As the United Nations works touches different aspects of everyone's life, the United Nations has set of agency to work in different circles. There are 18 specialized agencies and 14 major programs and funds helping to achieve economic and social progress. So next chapter I will explain this. This is United Nations organizations, function, objectives, what are the compositions. Next chapter is the major agencies. Right? This is the United Nations. You have to learn for Security Council when they established their flag colors, design for your examinations. Objective of Security Councils and permanent members, official language, and Security Council, United Nations compositions. You must learn this. The next chapter is the major agencies that will come: WHO, UNESCO, UNICEF. You have to learn about three headings, that is World Health Organizations, UNESCO, and UNICEF. These three chapters for your examination. I will continue in the next class. So this is United Nations organizations. Good morning, class. Stay safe, stay home.